New Artist Spotlight Podcast.
Hello and welcome to this week's New Artist Spotlight Podcast. I'm Lisa Haden and I'm here with my co-host,
Origin Cross. And it is good to be back for another episode of the New Artist Spotlight playlist. And today we're joined by another amazing guest, Gabriel Scar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So for anybody who doesn't know you or is just getting to know you, please give us a quick rundown about who you are, the type of music you make.
Yeah, so my name is Gunther Huyghe. I'm the singer and the lyrics writer of the Belgian rock band Gabriel Scar. So it's mainly rock that we do, but recently we also did like an acoustic version and so on of a song. But I actually started out solo in 2004, and on the Gabriel Scar was actually like the name of the project then. But then in 2010, I really looked for people to form a band because we really wanted to. I really didn't want to stay alone on stage and things like that.
That sounds good. So can you tell us where the name Gabriel Scar came from? Does it have any sort of significant meaning to you?
For me, it was actually because I started singing because I had a very heavy accident when I was doing cycling in competition. I broke my leg in 3 places and it didn't really work anymore to get back into the cycling. So I searched for another passion, and apparently singing was it. And I was looking for like a name for the project, and then friends of mine were like, maybe make it something that has to do with you, like the scar. It was like the very big scar on my left leg. And then the Gabriel was because the guy said like, you always help people. You're always there for everyone when they're in need, and maybe something like an archangel. And then they said like Gabriel in that way.
Nice.
I like that.
That's really cool. And then so you said after 2004, when she got started, eventually you started looking to bring other people in. Have the other members always been the same? And and if they have or haven't changed, who are the other members of the group now?
Well, now it's Yenzy, the lead guitar player, Glenn, the rhythm guitar player, Wim on the drums, and Mario on bass. But it hasn't been always with them because we had a lineup where our drummer Johan died, and then the band fell apart then because people were in shock of it. Even part of the band really stopped playing music completely after that because they just couldn't cope with it anymore. And then I had to find other band members to replace them and things like that. So the band did change quite a bit through the years.
So now there's 4 of you, 5 of you?
5. We're 5.
Oh, that's really difficult. I lost my nan not long ago, and it took me ages to sing after that. I just didn't have the heart to sing anymore. So I understand that it's very difficult. And so with regards to your songwriting, how does it work with being in a band? I know you do the vocals and the lyrics. So how do you compose a song between you? A lot of artists have said that they used to be in a band and they've gone solo because it's easier for them to compose music that they want to hear by themselves. So how do you sort of divide it up between you?
Well, actually, I've always had it the other way around. For me, it works better with other people, and then the things that come together in like a song, all the different influences. How we do it now is actually somebody has an idea of let's say Yenzy has a riff or something, and he starts playing it, and then we all start doing our thing on it, and we see where we can go on. These days, Yenzy is mostly the one who's like the most creative music, and he leads that a bit. And then, but everybody gets to do his thing in it. And I try to then listen to get singing lines, and then I grab my lyrics that I already wrote and I see how they fit in and if I have to change something and things like that, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really interesting. I've been listening to your songs, and Yenzy's got some really fantastic guitar pieces in there. I really enjoy them. And your lyrics work quite well because Origin does it the other way. He will do the beat first and then create the lyrics to work with the song. So it's nice to hear someone do it sort of my way, because I was worried that I was doing it wrong, basically. So that's good.
No. Songwriting is something very personal. You always have to do it your way.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to talk to us a little bit about like what is your songwriting process? Do you usually start just with the music and kind of get something from that and then work around it, or are you just kind of like always writing and then you hear something and you say, okay, well, this I wrote might go with this, or does it work different ways?
No, usually I have already lyrics and then it comes together, actually. So I usually already wrote down some lyrics, but it doesn't mean that they can't be changed anymore. Like it's just the basis. And then like the musicians do something, and then I check like, would that fit with this music, or and I try to start fitting it in the singing lines that I think of, and sometimes here and there I have to change it a bit still, and then until it really fits, and I'm happy with it.
Do you say your band has changed, obviously, with the recent devastation loss of one of your band members? So would you say the change in band members has influenced the direction of your songs at all? Do you perhaps do stronger lyrics now, or are you more rock-based now? How has the new band members changed your music?
Yeah, it's become a bit more... to say like rougher, it's more rock-like now. It used to be more pop rock, and it's moved a bit more direction to rock, really. So in that way, it changed. Yeah.
So then, what led to the kind of pivot in doing an acoustic version of your song that we'll play later on? So
it reached number one in a few charts, like in America, on Hugs Radio and so on. And a lot of the American and Australian people who listened to the song were like really asking, like, I would really like to hear an acoustic version of the song. And because at that moment we were still looking for a new bass player and new drummer, we were just two guitar players and a singer. So we were like, why don't we do an acoustic version really of the song and record that and send it out as a new single while we're working the new bass player and the new drummer into the band and so on. And that's how we actually launched it.
I think it works really well as an acoustic song because it's quite an emotional song, isn't it? It's based on mental health and gambling. Do you want to talk us through sort of what that song means to you?
Well, it's about people fighting addiction, actually any kind, and then the people also who try to help them out of that spiral that constantly gets them into trouble and so on. It's actually trying to give people hope that there are people that want to support them to get out of it, because I wrote the lyrics actually because I'm into contact with people that have those problems, that have addictions, and that's why I wrote it for them to tell them like there's support for you. So
the lyrics are beautiful and they do inspire hope, which I think is fantastic. I think people need to hear that, and that's what music is about. It's about people enjoying it but also getting something from it, and they get a lot from that song.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the compliment.
Yeah, no, it's always an amazing thing when artists are making art that actually is coming from a place that is genuine to them and is about something that they really care about. So we love to see that type of artistry and that type of care for those around us, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So you spoke a little bit about some success that you guys have had, especially with this song. So I guess for you guys right now, what would be kind of the pinnacle? Like, what's the goal for you guys, the band? Like, what would make you feel like you've really achieved what you're after?
We would really like to achieve is like play on as much as possible of festivals and things like that. Possibly even big festivals. That would be like the dream, and maybe some national radio and things like that. So actually the goal is like reach as many people as possible with our songs and try to touch their hearts, actually.
That's
like
fantastic. Mm-hmm. So you've had quite a few successes, though, haven't you? Previously, I've noticed that you've entered quite a few competitions, and like you say, your song's been played on, could be number one on quite a few radio stations, not just Call on Me, but other songs too. So can you tell us sort of how you got into competitions and what benefit they've had for you?
Well, it's the problem is actually here in Belgium. Our songs are not noticed because of national radios don't want to play us and things like that. So we actually decided, like, let's see what people in other countries think about our songs, and actually at the moment we're having more success there than in our own country. So we're hoping that will change also, that eventually it will also come here, so that we can have a bit more success with our songs here.
I think I mentioned that maybe a couple episodes ago, where for a lot of people, it's actually easier. It works out better for them places where they're not from, and then kind of like your home has to like catch up to what everybody else already kind of figured out while you were along the journey. So that's really cool. And then I know you do competitions and stuff like that, but I know you said it's a little hard maybe sometimes getting the whole group together. So like how are y'all doing as far as like live performances and like getting out and like touching people in real life?
Well, we have our 2 weekly, like every fortnight we have a rehearsal normally, and then we try to prepare now for upcoming shows, hopefully. Usually we have like 5-6 shows about per year at the moment. We hope it will be more in the future, but we'll have to see.
Excellent. And what do you see for the future? Do you have any new songs or albums in the making, or are you still working in those new band members?
We're working them in, but they're actually catching up really quickly. So we've already decided to start working on a new song. So we're already working with them on, even with the new band members, we're working on a new song already. So, and we would like indeed to record a new album. Yeah.
Okay. So then, it sounds like you guys do still get out and get to perform, a little bit throughout the year. So do you have any stories, any crazy stories you want to share with us from any of those experiences?
Yeah, with a previous bass player and so on, it was kind of funny. He came to the show with like a really, really big stack of loudspeakers for his bass, and he turned it on, and it was constantly shaking, and my pants were even flapping and so on. We really had to get like things to tie it to the stage, because otherwise it would have like fallen off of it and things like that. So it's things within the band that actually make it funny. So yeah,
definitely.
I imagine being in a band offers quite a lot of sort of emotional support for you, doesn't it? Because as a solo artist, you reach those low moments where you think, is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing, or should I be doing something differently? As in a part of a band, you've got other people to not just bounce ideas off of, but also for that emotional support.
Yeah, it's been difficult a few times actually. Like certainly every time, with a band it's kind of fluid usually. So band members change through the years sometimes. And sometimes, indeed, when you again have to start all over again, and you really have the feeling like, do I really want to keep on doing this? But then, something in me is always like, no, I need to keep on going. I just need the music in my life. So, and then a few of the band members have been with the band a few years now already, so they've also kept on pushing. So, indeed, that way.
So you mentioned you started back in like 2004, 2025. Mm-hmm. Did you do anything special for the 20-year, anniversary?
No, not really. No. We just kept on going the way we usually do, and we tried to every so much time we tried to get out a new song and so on. And we didn't really do anything special for the 20-year anniversary. No.
All right, well, 25's on the way. Let's make sure we get something on the books.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's get into Call on Me, right? Let's talk a little bit about how the song came to be, and then we'll go ahead and get it played. I'll let you introduce it.
Well, Call on Me was... like I said, I had lyrics written about it, because I needed to write those things down, and it just needed to get out of me. And at a certain moment, suddenly, after we usually part of the rehearsal, we rehearse the songs, so for the set list to keep it fresh, so that we always have it in our fingers and our voices. But the other part we usually use to create the new songs and so on. And at a certain moment, Yenzy was like, "Oh, I still have something of a while ago," and he said like, "Oh, let's start this." And then every band member started to pick into that, and then I was like, "This is actually." This music fits with the message that I wanted to bring with those lyrics. And then I started to look actually for good singing lines, and then eventually the song came to be like it was, and I was really, really happy with it.
You want to do the honors, going ahead, giving us our introduction for the song, and we'll go ahead and play it.
And it's the acoustic version probably. So this is Gabriel Scar with the acoustic version of Call on Me.
Your fight is raging, the war you're waging. Can you win this battle? Your emotions it will rattle. You are in a cage. Inside is this rage. You don't know what to do. You can't seem to find the clue. You can always call on me. I'm the light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You can always call on me. I'm the light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You are under attack, but I've got your back. The battle rages on. I'll lead you to a new dawn. Exploding inside, a horrible ride. You don't know what to do. You can't seem to find the clue. You can always call on me. I'm the light light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You can always call on me. I'm the light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You can always call on me. I'm the light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You can always call on me. I'm the light that makes you see. I will arm you for your fight and guide you out of the night. You can always call on me.
That was Gabriel Scar with Call on Me, the acoustic version, which is absolutely stunning. I think you'll agree that the music really reflects the lyrics there. It's quite a lot of heart in that one. So, Gabriel, you mentioned that when you wrote the lyrics for Call on Me, it was literally a case of you had these feelings and you had to put them out there. You just had to sort of get it out of you. So is that what normally happens? Is that your typical lyric writing process is you have something within you that you just want to express, that you just need to get out? Is that your way of venting?
Most of the time, yes. There are some songs that are different, like Casper's Side, for instance. That was really a song about a streamer who supported us also, and a YouTuber he was also. And I wanted to thank him actually for because I was in a pretty dark period at that moment, and he really gave me hope again. And that's why I wanted to thank him, and that's why I wrote that song, the lyrics in any case, for him. And but usually indeed it's more like the personal things, and that I really need to write down the feelings that I have. Yeah.
There was a song I heard. Oh, hope I'm not messing up the title. Is it Silver Wave?
Yeah, Silver Wave. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one. I enjoyed that one. Tell us a little bit about that song, what that one's about.
Well, that is actually a song where I didn't make the lyrics. That's actually a song of Janssens is his last name, and he's a really good songwriter, and he had a song more acoustically, and he said this might be something for you guys, and he was like, if I just get the rights when it's played somewhere and so things like that, you guys can use it. And we were like, oh yeah, and we actually made a rock version of it then. So we rewrote the music, and and then I sang his singing lines and his words. But that is a really, really beautiful song indeed. That's why I was happy. That's actually one of the only songs in our repertoire that I didn't write.
Hopefully, I mean, no, not gonna.
Yeah, but
no, I just heard that one.
It's a good song, so.
All right. So every week, we come on, do this show, and there's always this moment, right, where things kind of come down a little bit. It's like clouds start to roll in, thunder starts to crackle, and this ominous feeling just kind of sets over the show.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's always so hard to pinpoint exactly what it is and know exactly what's coming, but I feel like, Lisa, do you have any idea on like what could be causing this?
I think I might have a good idea, actually. I think what might be happening is we might be about to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We have a Quickfire Five section, and basically we're going to throw 5 questions at you, and you've got 15 seconds to answer them. And if you don't answer them in time, then unfortunately all your music's gone from Spotify. We all forget who you are. You've got to start all over from scratch.
Okie doke.
I hope you're ready.
It's harsh.
Let's go.
Start us off then. If you could see any band, past or present, live, who would you go see?
Actually, I think now Camelot. It's the singer there is really, really good, so I really like them.
Oh, excellent. Okay, next question. On the NAS Artist Spotlight playlists, who would you most like to collaborate with?
I would actually say Ed himself, actually. He seems like a really, really interesting person, and yeah, I actually would be interested in collaborating and talking to him and things like that, yeah.
We'll set you up on a blind date.
Talking about interesting people, if you could meet any historic figure through all of time, who would you meet?
A historic figure? Yeah, probably someone in the Greek ages or the Roman ages, somewhere there. I think that's an interesting period, actually.
Thought you were going to run out of time on that one. That one was looking close.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Next question. What song would you like to be played at your funeral?
Actually, I would like our own song, Remember. It's not on Spotify or anything yet, but that's a song that we really wrote about people that we lost recently. Yeah.
And then question 5. If you could define success for you, a successful life, how would you define it?
Being happy and hopefully our music touching people, and yeah, being with my family.
Oh, that's a beautiful answer.
It looks like you have successfully completed the Quickfire Five.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to remove you just yet.
Happy that I made it.
It's pretty tough, right? Having to start all over from scratch, no Spotify streams, no listeners.
Yeah, indeed.
Very big stakes. 20 years.
I've worked quite a while to get what we have already. So,
yeah. But on the bright side, though, everything that you learned the first time, you would know. So if you had to start over from the beginning, right? What would you do? What would you do differently now? Even, I guess, if you had to start today in 2025, what would be your plan of attack? How would you start? What would be the first things you would do?
I don't think I would really do things differently, or maybe just start faster with really making a band instead of just performing solo in the beginning. I think that would be the thing I would change, that I would start earlier with it.
So obviously you've had quite some difficult times. So what would you say to other artists who are also facing a difficult time, or perhaps questioning whether this is the sort of area for them? How would you keep them motivated?
I would say think about your love for the music and keep on going, even if it is tough or difficult. Yeah, the love for the music is more important than sometimes getting on national radio or things like that. I think it's more important that you still do what you love in your life.
Yeah. And then obviously it's the New Artist Spotlight podcast, right? Let's talk a little bit about how you originally came into New Artist Spotlight and just your experience since you've been with us.
Well, Dinge Forge Hounds, those people from Ireland that we know. It's also a band. They were actually in NAS already, and I got to know about it through them. And then I joined up, and I've liked it since the moment I joined. So,
yeah. So you basically came through just kind of somebody who was also kind of doing the same thing, kind of on their journey. They kind of told you, "Hey, this is actually really cool," and they told you what was going on there.
Yeah.
So is it yourself that we sort of communicate with in Discord and things like that, or do your other band members get involved?
It's mostly me who does the communicating on Discord and so on, because the other ones are not that much on Discord. I'm on it a lot, so that's why that's my task a bit.
So do you just use Discord for like artistry, or do you use it for other things too?
It's mixed. I use it for our music, but I also use it for gaming and following streamers and things like that. Yeah, so I use it quite a lot actually.
Are you a big gamer?
Mostly one game, but I'm a really big fan of Hunt Showdown. It's like an extraction shooter, but yeah. It's not that I constantly have time to game because family, music. It's usually like one morning a week that I can like game a bit, and that's it.
I honestly don't know how you play those games. I tried to play Call of Duty and I just kept getting blown up by everybody all the time.
But Call of Duty, I'm not really a big fan of. That's like really fast and shooting. Hunt Showdown is more like really slow, and it's in 1896, so it's more like cowboys and things like that. So
oh, like Red Dead Redemption, that's cowboys. I quite like the look of that one, but again, I can't do it.
the landscapes look a bit like that. It's just a completely different gameplay. So
okay, I just play Grand Theft Auto because then I can just steal cars and run.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Everything that you can't do in real life, you can just live out that game.
Yeah.
Keep that sanity. Yeah. A button Grand
Get
Theft
the
Auto
aggression out. Like
button Grand Theft Auto, I guess 5, like 3 or 4 times, just on different systems and over time.
Oh, okay.
Your 6 is coming out soon though. I don't know.
Yeah. I've heard about it indeed. Yeah.
I remember the first one, and it was terrible graphics, and you could hardly do anything on it compared to what you can do today. But it was just amazing. I played it on PC, and it was like just above, so you could only look down. And literally, the only thing you could do was steal cars. There were hardly any missions, but you could still run people over. You could still run away from the police.
I remember that one. That was the only one that I played actually. Of Grand Theft Auto, the one from above. Yeah.
All right. Y'all have more Grand Theft Auto experience than me because I don't even remember which one that was. That was like that.
I think you might be too young.
Was like the
that's quite a long time ago.
This was back in the, I think 1999 or something like that. So I think Origin might be too young. See, I'm 40, so I remember these old people things. Like dial-up internet.
I think it was even earlier in the 90s.
Really?
If I'm not 100% sure, but
well, my granddad wouldn't let me like play certain games. Like whenever I would like ask for something, or he would take me to like the Toys R Us, the store we would go to here, and he would let me pick pretty much whatever I wanted. But if it had like an R or something like that, like rated R on it, we get up to the counter and that he didn't really know until the person behind the counter said, "Hey, this game is like for
R-rated.
adults."
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, no, go put that back and get something else. Dang.
Oh, you damn storekeeper.
He ratted you out. You should have got him fired.
He should have been fired. Well, and now Toys R Us is closed, so who really
That's
won that?
why. That's obviously why.
Yep. It was only a matter of time. You can only mess with me so much, and then so. I mean, tell us a little bit though. I know you say your family and music and everything like that. How are you doing? Just balancing kind of all the different things that you have on your plate just in life.
It's trying to keep like a bit of a schedule, like really planning it in on the calendar and things like that. Because my daughter has her football matches. She's a goalkeeper. Then I have to plan in the singing lessons. I have to plan in the rehearsals and things like that. So it's really working by calendar, writing it down so that you don't forget it. And that's the only way you can plan everything in like that.
Yeah, I get the calendar thing. Did I read that you were doing classical singing lessons?
Yeah, I find that pretty important actually, because then you really learn how to like place your voice, in your mask, like the singing teacher calls it, so that you don't strain your vocal cords. And I find that pretty important because, the singer of Metallica, for instance, had voice problems, and he started also to use classical teachings to like overcome those problems, because otherwise he would never sing again because he was really destroying his voice. So
But this is the problem with singing rock, isn't it? I think you've got more likelihood of ruining your voice with a strong rock song than you have.
It depends. It depends how you use your voice, really, because you can really sing when you really place it in your mask. Then you can actually almost do whatever you want without straining your voice. The problem is that a lot of people, when they sing, they really put strain on the voice, and that's actually not the way you should sing. So people who start singing, I would say, certainly get some good singing lessons.
Nice. Well, as we kind of winding down on time here, I just want to give you the chance to, if there's anything that you want to say or want people to know, please go ahead, take this opportunity.
Maybe you can find us everywhere on Facebook, Spotify, all the streaming and downloading platforms, even TikTok and things like that. Just look up Gabriel Scar, and you will find us there. So that's actually the most important thing, that people find us.
And you've got your own website, haven't you, that people can read all about the band?
Yeah, that's we still have to update it a bit because we were looking. Most of our effort was looking for new band members, so we have to update it a bit. But that will happen soon. It's www.gabriel, then a little stripe in between, scar.com.
Excellent. We'll follow your news on there.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. Really good conversation. Good getting to know you. So thank you for coming on.
And thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And just want to send a big shout out again to everybody who helps us keep this thing going every week. Everybody who's pushing us on radio and doing things for the community, all of the volunteers within the community that keep this thing going. Everybody's working for free, and everybody's just put in a lot of time and effort to keep this going. So a big shout out to everybody in NAS and everybody helping keep this thing going. Thank you guys too.
Thank you.
No. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.
New Artist Spotlight.